What's going on YouTube? This is my first video in what I think is going to be a 4-part series in which I'm going to cover the soundproofing of my WRX. Bought the car and I love it, however I do not like the road noise. It's a personal preference thing, I just don't like it, so I'm gonna do something about it. So this is going to be the first video, and in this video I'm going to go over the complete removal of the interior of the WRX. In other words, I'm taking out the seats, the front and back seats. I'm taking out the center console. I'm taking out all the trim holding the carpet in place, and ultimately I'm taking out the carpet out of the car. And then I'm going to be laying down soundproofing material, which I'm going to go over in the next video. So this video is just going to be about the installation and removal of all those things. So that being said, working with the benefit of hindsight, I want to give you a few pointers, things to keep in mind for success if you take on a job like this. First thing that I want to tell you, and it's not evident in my video, but I definitely did it, is to keep a log of everything you're doing. As you take things out in the order that you took them out, you keep a sequential log, remove blah blah blah. It's going to be invaluable when it comes time to put everything back in, because all you have to do is then reverse the order, and you can ensure that you miss absolutely nothing and that everything gets put back exactly the way it came from the factory, which is obviously the goal. Number 2, take pictures. Make sure you take pictures. I didn't really do it because I was videotaping the whole thing, but normally, yes, I'm taking pictures all over the place, because if I need to reference anything at any point during the installation, or the removal or the reinstallation, then I can go in there, look at the pictures, and I'm good. It just makes good sense. Another tip, it sounds kind of obvious, but stay organized. It's very important when you take on a job this big to stay organized. As you take things out, put them in a nice, neat place. Another thing, start the project only when you know you have time to finish. That's kind of important, because you're not going to be able to drive the car when you take all this crap out of it. So if you start the project and then you need to get groceries or something at the end of the day, then you're going to be rushing and you take the chance of doing a bad job. So only start a project like this when you absolutely have the time to see it through and finish it. Now, from personal experience, having just done this, I can tell you that taking everything out will take you maybe about 2.5 hours. And it's a very easy job. It's just you have to be mindful of what you're doing. You're about to see how it's done. So the goal is to have the car back exactly how it was when you started. And to do that, if you follow these tips, then you should have absolutely no problem with that. That being said, here's the tools that you're going to need to get this done properly. So your panel removal tools, not 100% necessary, but definitely useful. They're cheap, it's nice to buy one time for like $6-7, and then you have them all the time. Some blue painter's tape. When it comes time to remove the seats or to remove the carpet, if you want to protect the trim, you do it with blue painter's tape. Some diagonal cutters for removing the various clips. 14mm socket. I used a 3/8 ratchet wrench and an extension. If you have like a 1/2 inch drive, it probably would work better, but any will do. This will be to remove the seat. You're going to need a flathead and a small flathead, just like those, and of course a Phillips. I put this here because this is one of my tips. Definitely keep a log of everything you're taking out, and I put my phone there because you should be taking pictures of everything you're doing. So I'm getting ready to remove the driver's seat, and it's a pretty easy removal. It's being held in place by 4 14mm bolts. There's 2 in the front, 1 there. I don't know if you can see it, but one's on the other side over there. And then there are 2 right there behind those little black covers, and I'll show you how to get those off. So I'm ready with my 14mm socket and ratchet wrench to get these 4 bolts off. They're identical. The rear 14mm bolts are hidden behind these 2 little covers, and all you have to do is pop those off and you can get right to them. There's a little tab right there that you can see. It's pretty obvious. All you have to do is push those in and it comes right off. force them too much. They look pretty fragile, but yeah, that's it. So you can see the bolts now, they're exposed. So the seat's off now. I'll take my things and organize them. So before we start yanking at the seat to get it off, you gotta be mindful that the seat is electronic. It has several systems attached to it that get serviced by this cable. Like the airbag, it's got heated seats, the power controls. So this cable right here branches out into these 4 connectors. So of course we got to get those connectors off. I think this is the airbag one right here. The way you take this one off, all you got to do is take this black piece right here, slide it down like that, and then it comes right off. This one right here has got a tab in the back. This angle sucks, but you get the point. Tab back here. There it goes. This one right here has the tab right down the side. I think I can't see from here. Let's see what is it? Yep, right there. And then the last one right here. You can see the tab right there. I'm only doing this because I have zip ties, so I'm not worried about it. Now we're ready to take the seat off. Alright, so the seats are removed. It was not a hard job at all. The right passenger seat is just the same as the left. That's why I didn't make a video covering that one. But they're both removed now, which will make it infinitely easier to get to the center console and take that off. And it's just more room in there now, so check it out. So if you're wondering what your WRX looks like without seats, this is how. So the first step in taking off the center console is these 2 little screws in here. All we gotta do is open that up and then take the little carpeting off, and they're right in there. Pretty simple. And go ahead and leave them in there. Put the carpeting back and close it back up. The next thing you're going to want to do is remove this emergency brake cover. So we're going to activate the emergency brake, and it slides up. So I'm going to push upwards to get it to slide off of the 2 little clips in here. See? You can see what I'm talking about. So this right here goes in there, so it's pretty simple. But the whole purpose of this is to get to this screw right there. Alright, so now that we got that screw off, this center piece right here is another clip over here that you just got to pull up on it. So we're going to do that. There we go. See where the clip was at. Now that I have the screws and the tab off, you can just kind of slide it sideways like this, flip it like this, and then you'll be able to access all of the cables that you're going to have to remove to get that completely off. Otherwise we wouldn't be able to remove the carpet. And since that's my goal here, is to remove the carpet, I'm going to go ahead and take all these cables off. Now I took pictures of this to make sure that I have a reference later to see exactly where the cables are placed, so that I can put them back exactly where they were and I don't have any issues. But so make sure you do that if you undertake this endeavor. But we're gonna go ahead and get started on this. Just force it a little bit, that's all. Alright, so there we go. Cable is off. So now this won't be in the way of removing the carpet when the time gets here. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this. Alright, so the next part, we got to take this part off right here. You can see the creases of where it actually divides. So we're trying to get this bezel out. So we're gonna insert a flathead screwdriver right there in the little tabs and just kind of gently pry it up. That's all you gotta do, and then pull back toward you this way. It might be a little pain, but there we go. All right, so at this point, I'm gonna have to put the car in neutral to take this off. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and take these side pieces off. There's two of them. There's two screws right here. There's one right here. I'm gonna take that puppy off. Now, this is also clipped in place, so we're gonna take it off of here. See the clip? And it comes right off. We're gonna do the same on the other side. Alright, so if you were wondering what the center console of your WRX 2015 and above looks like without all the actual center console in place, this is it right here. This is it. So this is a good reference if you need in the future to get in here, if you need to route a cable or something like that and you want to know what it looks like. Here you go. So there's a couple pieces down here that are in the way of taking out the carpet. So we're gonna take care of those right now. One of them is the footrest right here, and the top middle bump is a clip, and so is the bottom. And that's how you get this one out. And it doesn't come out, it's attached to the carpet, but now we'll be able to pull out the carpet when we're ready, because these are actually attached to the frame. And then another one is this one right here. This big bump right here comes right out. You kind of just gotta pry it. It comes out, and then you have to unscrew this little plastic clip right here. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Take that back. You don't have to unscrew it. You just pull it. The fuel door lever is right here, and it's also holding the carpet in place, so we're gonna have to remove it. So this little trap door right here, there's a little notch for the clip, so you just grab yourself a small flathead and stick it in there, and that should come right out. And now you got yourself a Phillips screw. Go. A little tricky, but I'm gonna go ahead and put the screw back in there so that I don't lose it. The next step is taking out the rear seat. It's pretty easy. There's clips right here in the middle. You have to kind of reach underneath right here, and then you pull those up, and then the seat comes out. You gotta do the same on the other side. Alright, so it's time to take the trim pieces off. I'm going to start with this one. All you got to do is pull it up and it comes right off. Alright, to the side. Then you can take that one off. Do the same thing, kind of pull it up. Alright, so now that those two are off, this one can come off. Alright, so this bottom piece also has to come off. There's a clip right there. So if you don't have one of these, just use like a flathead or something. Trim piece comes right out. Now, there's also another piece right here holding the carpet in place. So we're gonna take that one out on here. Secured on this side. Oh no, there's one right there too. Fully loose. So I tried every which way that I could possibly think of to take this off, and it just did not work. I did not succeed. I have no idea how to take them off. I didn't want to force them too much because I didn't want to break them. This is the little latch where the rear seat attaches to. There's two, one on each side. So the workaround is just to remove the carpet out from underneath it. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and remove this black clip off. I don't know if these things are removable, to be honest. I have no idea. So there, just take that off. And then the carpet underneath is tightly on there, but it can come off. So you have to wiggle it. I don't want to ruin the carpet. There we go. I have no idea if you could take that off or not, but there you go. That's the way I did it. I got the carpet ready to come out now. I think I identified every point in which the carpet was attached to the chassis of the car one way or another. Disconnected it or took it out of there. So now all I'm doing is unclipping it from the edges. Alright, so here we go. This is what your chassis looks like without carpeting in. This is not a view that you get very often. So that's it, that concludes this video. To be completely honest, I thought it was gonna be far worse than it actually was. It didn't take very long, it wasn't hard. I did it slowly, I did it meticulously, so it was not a big deal at all. So if you have a need to take the carpet out for whatever reason, or to get in there, or actually do what I'm doing and soundproofing the interior of the car, then I can tell you firsthand that it was not a hard thing to do. And as long as you're careful, you should succeed just like I did. I appreciate you watching. In the next video, I'm going over the actual installation of the soundproof material and what I did, and the rattle proofing that I did, and a few tips on what materials I used and how I did it. So I appreciate you watching. this series. If you subscribed already, I thank you. If you haven't, please subscribe. And if you got something out of this video, please like it. Thanks for watching.